There's a new Dragon Ball game coming out for mobile and PC. It's called Project Multi, or Project Multi. Probably not the final name, but regardless, it is a Dragon Ball MOBA, and yes, this is an official game. I know we've gotten a lot of unofficial shonen MOBAs in the past, but this is Bandai Namco giving it a real shot. Now, in typical Bandai Namco fashion, as soon as I take a vacation, they announce a whole Dragon Ball game. It just feels scripted at this point. But because I wasn't here for the announcement, I decided that today, instead of the usual reaction, I should give you something more. And so I took a deep dive into this game to bring you some extra information, like things you missed from the trailer and whatever other details we can find about this new Dragon Ball game, like who is making it? The answer is Ganbarion. They are the developer for Project Multi, and this developer is no stranger to working with Bandai Namco in anime games, as they've developed a ton of One Piece games in the past, including World Seeker and Unlimited World Red. But they've also developed a Dragon Ball game in the past, which was Dragon Ball Fusions for the 3DS. Now, as far as MOBAs or even multiplayer PvP games go, they don't have a ton of experience, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. Now, we know that Ganbarion is the developer thanks to this game's Steam page, where we can also learn something extra: character roles. Now, in MOBAs, different heroes usually have different strengths. They can be supports, junglers, ADC, etc. This game is simplifying those roles, and they have 3 of them described on their Steam page. The simple but effective super aggressive damage role, the ever-persistent tank role staying on the battlefield indefinitely, and the technical role which excels in ally support or enemy disruption. There could very well be more roles in the future, but this gives you an idea of where their head is at right now. But let's jump into the trailer because there is a lot to break down and things go by very, very fast. First up, we have an opening shot confirming 8 playable characters. More characters will be showing up throughout the trailer. Some might be playable, but many are definitely not. They are a part of stage mechanics, or they are simply bosses. The announced characters were very predictable for the most part. I would say Zamasu is a wild pick for the opening 8 for sure, but it shows that they're willing to give us some more unconventional picks. And I love the Android 18 tracksuit choice because it definitely puts us in more of a Dragon Ball Super mind frame than Dragon Ball Z, and as you're about to see, a lot of this stage and the mechanics are very Dragon Ball Super. There are 4 players on each team, and this is where you spawn right next to your core, which is a Dragon Ball. This is what you're protecting from the enemy team. Goku and Buu run into this Red Ribbon Army soldier first. He's probably the equivalent of a lane mob. As you can see, there aren't that many of you to take care of. And just outside of the lane, you can see a Red Ribbon robot, which is probably a stronger enemy than the soldier in that lane right there. Think of him as a jungle mob, even though there's not much of a jungle there. If you defeat enough of these, you can make your way to the first tower, or in this case, the first God of Destruction. That's right, God of Destruction seem to be the towers of this game, and here you can see Universe 6 Champa, which Goku and Buu are just attacking, and as they beat up Champa, they are also gaining something. I don't know if that's Zenny, or maybe just straight up power, it's hard to tell, but you can see those little yellow lights being absorbed by those characters. But this does confirm that, like every other MOBA out there is an economy. You are gathering something and trying to do it faster than the enemy team so you can overpower them. That's just MOBA basics. You can also see Zeno is beating up Champa, and I'm gonna guess that this is mostly for lore reasons, so Goku and Buu can actually defeat this God of Destruction. Either that or Zeno is just stunning Champa so he cannot fight back and you can just freely conquer this spot or defeat Champa in this case. Also, notice that the path behind Champa is completely blocked off, which means you actually have to defeat him if you want to progress through this way. No tower diving or anything like that. Next, we have a regular fist fight between Goku and Vegeta. I believe both of them are simply doing auto attacks here, and in the end, Vegeta wins, triggering a quick cutscene, sending Goku flying back to spawn. I think this is actually in-game, the cutscene and everything, and I honestly love it. Because the cutscene is fast, it doesn't disrupt gameplay too much, and it gives us that cool Dragon Ball flair. But before this happens, there are a couple of more details that we can spot here. First of all, this path upwards is also blocked. I believe this leads into a big arena where we see everyone launching their ultimate attacks at the end of the trailer, and it's also where the Great Ape spawns, but more on that later. For now, just know that this place is blocked off until something happens, but you can simply just walk in there whenever you feel like it. In this shot, we also get a good look at these clouds around the edge here. Now, if you've played MOBAs before, you can probably guess what this is. They sure look like hiding spots. Usually, these are bushes in traditional MOBAs. You can just hide in them and ambush an opponent. Making them clouds in this game is not a bad idea at all. It fits the theme very well. Alright, let's make Goku fly off again, and while he is returning to spawn, he flies past a little Cell Jr. who is doing a front flip right there. I thought that was cute. Goku powers up after being defeated, and even though there's clearly a lot of editing here, I do think that being defeated is gonna give you some sort of power-up, because there's another moment later in the trailer that supports this. Now, a lot happens in this next shot. Goku is a Super Saiyan shooting a Kamehameha. Vegito is also Super Saiyan, flying towards Goku. The Universe 6 Kai is shooting Goku with a Ki Blast, and Piccolo is flying around shooting Ki Blasts off-screen. So, what the hell is happening? The big question mark in the scene is Fuwa, the Universe 6 Kai. Fuwa doesn't seem to be a playable character. He is just standing there shooting Ki Blasts. So he might be a neutral boss or a stage event, maybe someone tied to the arena gate being locked, who knows? This one is unfortunately gonna remain a mystery for now. In this next shot, we see Android 16, and although he's also a mystery, we are able to learn a little bit more about him. First of all, Frieza Soldier. Cool. Second of all, I don't think 16 is a playable character in this shot. He's also a neutral boss or a stage event, and I think that for two reasons. One, he has this yellow outline around him, which we haven't seen in any player characters yet. And two, when Goku shoots both of him and Vegeta, you can see that the two of them have a different color overlay. Vegeta is red for enemy player, and 16 is orange, probably indicating that he is a neutral boss. On top of that, both Goku and Vegeta are attacking Android 16, and they're on opposite teams, so I think this theory stands. 16 is also able to put up a barrier shield. Now, traditionally, in Dragon Ball games, this protects him from Ki-based attacks, so this beam from Goku might be doing nothing at all. Vegeta attacking him from melee range might be the only thing doing damage. And we have one final shot of Goku flying past the defeated enemy as Belmont's portrait just explodes. Now, this might be signaling that Goku's team has taken down this boss. He could be someone similar to Champa, who's just like a tower in this universe. So if you take down Champa and then also take down Belmont, the path to the Dragon Ball is open. So now the Dragon Ball is vulnerable and ready for the taking, and so Goku destroys the case around it, claims the Dragon Ball, winning the game for his team. But there are a couple more things that we can learn here. First one is vision. We had not seen this yet, but this game has vision based on friendly units. Because Goku has no friendly buildings around here, the only vision that he has is his own. And you can see the range of that in this shot right here. It's this circle. Second, looking at the paths that lead to the Dragon Ball, this seems to hint that this game will have 2 lanes instead of the traditional 3. That's something other MOBAs have done in the past to kind of simplify the genre, and because this is mobile as well as PC, I believe there are going to be some attempts at simplifying the genre. And again, this is not confirmed, but I can only see 2 lanes in this shot right here. There's also a chance that there are different stages with different numbers of lanes, so there are definitely a lot of questions still in the air, but for this stage specifically, it might be 2 lanes. And third, right before we cut away, we have a clear shot at the enemy spawn point. This is pretty much symmetrical to your spawn point at the start, it's just a bit more zoomed out, confirming that the Dragon Ball is your goal, that it's the enemy's core that you must destroy. This is not a game about collecting the 7 Dragon Balls, you just take the 1 and win. Maybe if you win 7 games, something special happens, but that's something that we just don't know yet. From this point, the trailer goes into a few cutscenes. Now, I believe that these are all happening in-game. This isn't just for the trailer, I think this is actually a gameplay mechanic, similar to the cutscene we get when Vegeta defeated Goku. Now, I like that one because it's quick and to the point. This one with Majin Buu is definitely a bit longer. If cutscenes are more like this and less like Vegeta, it's definitely going to bother me a little bit. But then we have a really cool cutscene where Android 18 and Zamasu are cooperating to take down Vegeta. So it's not just 1v1 scenes. If you have 2 characters taking one down, both of them are going to be in that cutscene. And this animation right here is actually the reason why I think these animations are in-game. Because the very last frame of Vegeta, before we cut away from this shot, you can see him turning Super Saiyan, which also supports the theory that being defeated gives you this power-up. Now, this may be something unique to Saiyans, maybe some other characters will have other comeback mechanics. We'll have to wait until we can learn more about this. Next, Kid Gohan shows up for the very first time here as he splats Trunks into a wall, which could be another type of finishing animation. And finally, a powerful foe appears. The Great Ape might be the big neutral boss, similar to a Baron or a Dragon, a big enemy that could give the team that defeats him a big advantage. And he shows up in that central arena that was locked earlier in the game. Finally, we have a bunch of ultimate attacks being thrown for these last seconds of the trailer. Special Beam Cannon just seems to go across the entire stage, so Piccolo is officially a sniper. The Destructo Disc is just impossible to dodge given how many Krillin throws here. And then we have Zamasu, Vegeta, and Goku, whose attacks all seem to be a big circle. All of these seem really hard to dodge, by the way, unless the game has movement abilities. And I do have one final screenshot from the Steam page, which is Goku punching Cooler here. I don't know what Cooler's role is in this scenario. Is he a boss? Is he a playable character? We'll also have to wait and see. But we won't have to wait long, as there will be a beta test for select regions in less than 2 weeks. Portugal is once again confirmed to be a third world country. appreciate that. But I believe we'll find a way. I mean, I wasn't supposed to be here playing 2xKO, and what do you mean? Je suis totally French. And that's gonna do it for this deep dive, but if you were able to find out anything else about this game, let me know in the comments down below. And for more Dragon Ball, check out the latest Sparking Zero announcements right here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.